Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Just going to see Brenna. One second, I'm going to find, there's Brenna. Brenna, I don't know whether you can hear me or not, but I don't know whether your mic is on. Can you hear me, Bren?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me, Brenna? Just give me one sec, folks. There you go, Brenna.
Yeah.
There you go. Hang on one sec, Bren.
I was staring at that X thinking I was.
There we go. Okay, we'll just give everybody a couple more minutes to get on here. We're just about bang on schedule, 8:32 on my computer. Give people a few minutes to jump on. How are things with you, Bren?
Really good.
Good stuff.
Good.
Weather's good out in Red Deer and Alberta area?
It is today. The sun's shining.
Oh, you guys have been getting some rain out there, though, haven't you?
Yeah, lots. Yep.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll try and stay right on schedule tonight. We're going to keep these training calls to a half hour. And we've got our Canada Day holiday out of the way. We got our July 4th holiday out of the way. And I'm just excited to be back in the groove again. And summertime's always tough because people are on vacations and people are moving around. And so it can also be a very exciting time. Lots of people out and about, lots of people to share with, some exciting stories and so on. And it is absolutely my pleasure to have my dear friend and colleague, Brenna Boisvert, on. And Brenna, from day one, has just been an absolute hard-working leader with the company. Brenna is also one of the recipients of our Mission Leadership Awards at our event. So congratulations to you, Brenna. Awesome job. And so Brenna, as a managing director in this company, has led her team. She's grown an amazing team over the last 2.5 years. And I'm just delighted. I've worked with Brenna on a number of events out in Red Deer. And I'm absolutely excited to have her talk and share a little bit on her topic about being a leader and not a boss. And so without further ado, I'd like to welcome and introduce my dear friend and colleague, Brenna Boisvert from Red Deer, Alberta. Take it away, Brenna.
Hey, thank you, Terry. So after leaving convention, there was a lot of things that resonated me with Ray Higdon, and he taught a lot of the stuff of the way I've always led my teams, led people, and stuff I've learned along the way. And so he just edified that for me, and it's been on my mind a lot. And Terry and I have had lots of conversations since convention about it and the culture, and even the call after convention. What I heard mostly was just the way people had felt and feel in Vox. So I just wanted to have a little talk about our culture and how Ray Higdon said, keeping people around the fire, and how it hit home with me. So I often hear a lot of complaints from leaders or different people about certain members or certain things, right? And we have to realize, especially in this business, because we're helping people that have severe debilitations on a day-to-day basis, people with severe pain they're suffering with, people who have faced huge trauma. And in this type of business, a lot of people come into this because they love the culture and the family it creates. And so that was a passionate topic I loved hearing from Ray. And so when I have members that call me and they're frustrated, my first question to them is, have you ever sat with that person? Because a lot of people will tell you things, but they physically or can't mentally do the things us people that don't have as severe ailments can do. So what I want to concentrate on today is the struggling people, and how they are actually one of the most incredible people for our company with their stories and the help they give people and the hope and dignity we've helped them with. And so they're the ones that mostly created this company, so they're very important. And people join these companies to be a part of something. Sometimes we are their village, so to speak. And so when we actually sit with someone and find out their story, sometimes it's hard for them day to day to get out of bed. You don't know what they're faced with in their life. But the culture they have felt or experienced, they felt from the first pair of socks they wore is why they decided to join, or maybe you made them feel very important. So I always ask my members when they're really frustrated with a member to just find out what their story is first. And this is where building rapport and friendships and getting to know people better can help you. And so when they told you this and that when they joined, maybe by the next day they were back into their real life struggles. And so and then you're upset about it. And I think a lot of people can relate to this. So number one, check that you're pumping up the business with intentions of yourself. And number two, did you really get to know why they joined or their story or a bit about them? I've sat with a lot of these people that I've heard little complaints, but I don't want to totally down, but where people are frustrated with them and they have been faced with a lot of life struggles, or they're in a lot of trauma or in a lot of pain, or they have a debilitating disease that they cannot be that person. So I always like to self-check ourselves and self-check people. And another great tool that I always try to really promote is the new associate checklist that is in the files tab on Team Vaccination Group. It's called the new associate checklist. And this will help you understand your member understands you and where they're at and what they want out of this business or why they joined. This page is so crucial to alleviate all these frustrations you might have. Maybe they valued your friendship for whatever reason. Maybe you just change your life significantly with the tech for whatever reason they're here and they are meant to be here. And this is just the start of their healing process for some of them. So I always tell them, you have no idea. I always explain it like the grumpy till lady at the store. We have no idea what they just came home from or what they're frustrated with that day. So kill them with kindness, always. You'll see people turn around in a heartbeat when you do that. What I saw at convention in June was a culture like no other. People made new friends. People felt so welcomed. People heard the hard stories. People felt so welcomed. People absolutely felt a beautiful culture of love, integrity, struggles, purpose. I saw Jay give out awards to the most amazing people who felt how could they deserve this? They came up to me and were dumbfounded of why they got that award. They were not any big rank. They were new to the company. But I told them he saw something in them, a gift they had that was exceptional. They have an exceptional heart. They've done something. Like you said, Terry, he has 18 eyes and people don't think he's watching, but he is. And he sees the most tiniest little things and believes in people for the most smallest things. And that's why he's an exceptional man and rewards everyone for their gifts, big or small. And they may feel small to you, but they are not to others, trust me. And I have never, and correct me if I'm wrong, heard of a company that changed someone's life and give out awards for things like that, growing and encouraging the skills that each of us unique individuals carry. We all have them if you put more belief into yourself. And that is what I know most of us like Jay have, is belief in so many people, no matter what they are. We have to not always be pumping up the go-getters as we make others feel worthless, that they're not there yet. Our organizations are built on beauty everywhere, and it all counts. The shoppers, the ones that come and go, the ones that purchase for themselves, our customers, the ones that give us testimonies and the credible stories, they all are important to our success. And this is why I'm so passionate about personal development. Personal development is many, many valuable things, such as our health, our communication skills, our empathetic skills, our marketing skills, our motivation skills, our wealth skills. The list is endless. So what is value to me? Value is not the car, not the house, not the rank, not the amount of money you're making, not the amount of stock you're selling. Value is self-worth to me. Your personal net worth is your self-worth. And personal development does this for you. Because we are dealing with many types of people in this industry, we need the skills to be able to give value and help them see the value in themselves and what life has faced them with, or just be rounded with how well we deal with all the personality types. When you get more value, your value creates your wealth. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work harder on your job, you make a living. If you work harder on yourself, you make a fortune. Sorry, I'm not as good as a free speaker as Terry is. I always have to write notes. And what that fortune is to some, and I'm going to repeat this many times today, is some people's fortunes at this moment is their health. Some people's fortunes is money. Some people's fortunes is having the family of Vox Life, the new friendships. Everyone has their reasons. So if your fortune is health, we still need to work at it. Small steps and simple progress helps that. Read books on what you're dealing with in your life. I've helped so many people in this aspect. And not that I'm a doctor, but I have read many things in my own personal journey. And I can definitely direct people to a book of some sort that will change their life on helping in their thoughts, their depression. As we all know, the mind also helps with our health and will change their life in helping their thoughts with their health issues they're faced with. The way I see things is, at the end of the day, our emotions end up being the same type of emotions no matter the issue. One book I will recommend to every single person in this world is Changing the Habit of Being Yourself, and it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He is a neuro guy, and there's science as well as meditation stuff. It's a great, great book for, it also teaches you lots about the brain, so it'll help you with your business as well, and how it works and how these stocks work, but helps you with all the stuff, the thoughts, your health, and people are proving huge that our emotions follow our health. So I think it's an important book. It also will help with your leadership skills and just different things we're faced with all our past stuff, or how we've developed ourselves in our subconscious mind, and we can teaches us how to change that. Have a library. There's not a single day or night I am not reading a book, podcasts, videos. All companies, they're really starting to tap into the culture side of things and building people, as when we do that, success follows. We learn so much from self-truth along the way as well. There's not a seminar I attend, a book or podcast that I do not learn more truth self to what I needed to hear. Face your truth, whether it be health, wealth, mindset, it goes on and on. And if we are not growing, we're dying. And growth comes in many ways. Read all the books, listen. You need to be any of the things you need to be and what you need. The most motivating factors in the world is progress. Progress is so exciting no matter what it is. Learn to live well. And I'm not talking about cars, homes, and material things. Learn to live a good life with personal development. Makes me think of meme or a post the other day someone had shared, and it was something along the lines of, you ever wish you never met that person and you ran the other way instead? And I actually commented on it and said, no way. Those mean people or those ailments I had in my life put me into a personal development path like no other. And I would never be the person I am today if it wasn't for those people. So I got so many skills from them and so many good lessons from them. Without that, I would not be the person I am today. The thing is I chose to take the hard times, the dark times, the health issue times, and use them to drive me to be better, or as motivation to be better, learn more, and think outside the box. I took a lot of courses to get better, to be better, and I will forever thank all those people and ailments in my life for that, good or bad. We are all affected by how we feel. So number one, how you feel about the past. Make it useful. See where you went wrong. Don't live there. Use it as a mentor, though. All these coaches and books and personal development people, do you think they just learned that by chance and landed there? No, they got their teachings from experience of their failures or horrible things happening to them. And I have so many people who have inspired me that way. The way we have gotten better is from the negative side of our own experiences and others. Like I said, my darkest times are now my brightest skills in life. And I said this at my speech at convention, and I'm going to say it again. Don't wish you were better, just wish you had more skills. How you feel about the future, we look back for experience and we look forward for inspiration. So set some goals, whatever that may be. Decide what you want. And this looks very different for each individual. What skills do you need to be where you want to go? Write them all out, big or small. Even the small ones are big to yourself, so write them down. It's how you feel about everybody. And if you want to be a leader extraordinaire, each of us need to be successful. It helps us all with self-confidence, self-esteem, feeling good about ourselves. It gives us purpose to be a part of something so big. And this is how we grow people. Even I remember it was probably last year, Terry let me speak on one of these Monday night calls, and I was shocked. But you know what? Each time I do this, I get better at it. I'm always very scared, but I do it. And every single time I'm getting better and better. So it's helped me grow lots by letting me speak. One thing, if anyone has a skill of, is that free speak thing. I need to get better at that. So I have so much information in my head, and I really don't know how to lay it out to everybody in an organized way, just because I'm so much. So if anybody can help me with that, please reach out. Seriously.
I love you, girl.
I get so overwhelmed with the stuff I want to teach, and I don't know how to do it. I just can't break that part down. So
you're doing wonderful.
But whatever it is, activity needs to happen from yourself. Work is labor, and I'm saying this in like labor pains. Labor pains produce new life, new friendships. Consistent activity is what's needed to gain the skills. And I love this quote I found today when I was looking on Facebook today, and it said, if you rest too long, the weeds take the garden. Imagination can help us too. Use your imagination and put yourself there, of whatever it is you're facing. I was thinking of this and thought where my house sits right now. Someone came here one day and saw a vacant lot and saw their home there and built it. So many things were built on imagining it. And write it down, whatever, post around your house. It will happen, I promise you that. So network marketing versus being a boss. Here's my next little topic. And this won't look much different to some of the things I just spoke about. Personal development is repeated many times in network marketing. So learning about the skills, but I find so many people struggling and members shying away from people due to people being demanding or bossy. Network marketing is just a very, very different business from the workforce and business fronts. But I do see this shift in a lot of business fronts, but this is what I see a lot of people struggling with. It's the easiest business to get into and cheapest, and it's the easiest to get out of. So what does that mean? We need to learn servant leadership skills quickly and how to make people want to do things without telling them or bossing them. Our role is to serve others, inspiring them to believe in who they are as a person and inspire them. If we tell people in this boss what to do or how to do it, what happens? When we lead with greed or dollar signs in the front door, what happens? They are gone or refuse to talk to you, or whatever happens. And I see this a lot in this type of business. We are not anyone's boss in this business. Network marketing is not like management or traditional store ownership. We have to lead with integrity, be humble, and this will duplicate in your teams and entire company. Look at all the beautiful sidelines, uplines, downlines, whatever you want to call them, in this company, helping each other out. I think I would say Box Life has a huge culture in that. And like we always hashtag the one team. Honor your teams and your other teams and your entire company. Remember, what you give is what you get. We have to be good listeners and have a vast array of skills for people with issues or struggles, so we can give them a positive flip to it or help them through it. When people feel like you're constantly bossing them, telling them what they want to do, they quit. So getting the skills of servant leadership is crucial. Create positivity and always be willing to cheer on even the smallest accomplishments, as that is what keeps people around the fire. When they catch a spark, look out. I've seen so many beautiful stories in this company of people that were beat right down or didn't have much, and they're flourishing. Look at, I hope I don't say her name wrong, Mary Sell's story at convention, like, wow, you know. And I'm just going to finish off by narrowing it down to some top books I would recommend for now, for starting on, just for some direction for some people, for some great skills that I think would help you with a lot of quick skills. Some of these books are quick, easy reads. Some of them are a bit longer. So the one I said in my earlier, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, this will also dig deeper into kind of what Jay taught us at convention with the thinking in our brains and changing your mindset, and lots of skills in there for that, and kind of how the brain works and how we develop our own subconscious thoughts, and some of them aren't even real. We're the worst for doing that to ourselves throughout life. John Maxwell, he is one of my top leadership. One of my recommendations for any of his books are really good, but 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, or any of his books, seriously, all his books are really good, and some of them he has really quick, small ones, and they're great, will help you grow lots. Create Influence by Big Al. I know everyone knows I'm a Big Al lover, because he really teaches you to how to talk to people properly and communication skills. And that is probably, we can all be positive, we can all be this and that, but if you don't have the skills to talk to people, that's what continuously beats us down in our business. So he teaches us how to do that. And Create Influence is a really good one of Tom Al's books. And his other one is Trust, Belief, Influence, and Rapport by Big Al. Very simple concepts. And for the girls, but you know what? Actually, I was thinking about this, and I think guys should read this too, because I think they struggle. They just don't tell us. But Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollins. It's a really good book, and a lot of personal ownership, and a really just stop caring about what others think so much, and stop beating up your head about it, wherever you're at the time. So lots of different topics in that book that all around, I think everyone in their life can relate to in that book. So yeah, I don't know.
Fantastic, Brenna. One of the takeaways I took from your training tonight, which is, we were so blessed to see Ray Higdon. Those that were able to be exposed to him for the first time, like I was, at convention. And I encourage those that, haven't made it to the leadership training. You'll get there. Just keep working and believing in yourself. But take a look at Ray Higdon. Take a look at Rank Makers. Facebook and so on, because I really relate to the idea of leadership, being servant leadership and not being a boss. And they're very, very distinctly different. And leadership is about creating good leaders and encouraging them and inspiring them to find the jewel that's inside all of us, to continue to, improve upon, your skills, because we all have the ability. We just have to put the effort and believe in ourselves. And I think that, encouraging people for where they're at and congratulating them and edifying them and celebrating their successes is what a true leader does. And like Ray taught us, it's not about, rank and all these sort of things. It's about keeping people around the campfire, keeping people there, making them feel that they're important, making them feel that, we're ready when you're ready. And I think you've touched on that very, very nicely tonight. And I know that, I'll never forget the gift of a book that you gave me by Richard Bliss Brooke on, the 4-year career. And I had never read that book. And I think I've read it 7 times now. And it's been a very, very inspiring book to me. So I think it would be really important tonight to follow up and some of the and a few of the names that you named, that we do a post, and we'll list the name of the book and the author and put it in there in the team page so that people can follow up, because we've had a number of people ask in the feed here. But certainly inspiring. There's an Audible book that somebody said is on there for Joe Dispenza in Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So there's Audible. There's times to be in your vehicle where you can listen, like the Rolling University or whatever. But you exemplify great leadership. You're always encouraging your team. You and I are always talking about ways that even you and I can get better. And that's exciting to me. That's encouraging to me, because we as leaders have to continue to improve for sure and work on ourselves. And so by setting that example, people are going to do that as well. It's not us telling them to do something and we don't do it. So the culture that we set and we work hard to exemplify is very important to people. And you've touched on it very, very well tonight. So thank you so much. I'm just going to look at the chat and make sure that we're not missing anybody here, or any questions. Oh, so many nice comments, Brenna. Great comments. Yeah, so one of the questions that was on here is how are you building, or how have you built your business, Brenna, as a leader? Give us some of the examples. It's talking about, were you doing vendor events, sock and soul parties, online, using Facebook? Let's just briefly, we got about 2 minutes left.
Okay, so when I started, Vox was so new. Nobody really knew about Vox where I live, so I did a lot of trade shows just to get the word out there, and I traveled all over. I drove 9 hours, I drove 8 hours to any trade show I could get to in towns, and I went there till I could find someone that wanted to build there. My goal was to pull associates out of every town, and that's kind of how I built around it. I had to take a step back and start dealing with my teams because it was growing so fast. I had to do some, not damage control, I don't want to call it that, but I had to start helping people that were new in the business and get them their skill set and start training them. And so what I also did was I also used all my trade show tables to train people. Now I'm not so much into as many trade shows. I do go and help people that ask me to. I do a lot of home events now. I'll go around and speak at events. I have leaders that'll do stuff in their towns and I'll just go teach it for them, and a few times till they're confident enough. So that's kind of where I'm at doing that, is more teachings now. And what was the other question? Sorry, I already forget.
They were just asking ways that you build vendor events and so on. And I think,
yeah.
in the beginning,
and another thing, I just started because I taught about my weaknesses and work on your weaknesses, or I guess I never totally taught about that, but I joined the 14-day live challenge with Ray Higdon, and he has one, I think, every single month. And it was 37 US dollars. So I think it was $50. My credit card got charged or whatever it was. But OMG, you learn so much from that on social media. I learned so much, and I've taken social media courses, and there's so much wrong information out there that Ray taught me. And he really poured I have a lot of fun. I didn't get to do all the 14-day challenges because I had a couple things flip up, but I'm not going to not finish them. I'm still doing them. But he taught me so much stuff, and it was so fun. And you were allowed to make videos and just make fun of yourself at first. And it put me out of my comfort zone. Oh my gosh, live videos are my most weakest thing. And so I honestly encourage everyone to go do that one. It's really fun. And you learn a lot from him in his, he does a teaching every day and gives us our homework we have to do. But you also get a lot of teachings from it, which is really good. And I am super pumped about being able to, I'm a very good social media user, I thought, but now he's just empowered me more of how much now I think I'm going to take a whole shift on using the power of social media for my business and build it huge, because there's some cool things I learned just from a 14-day challenge. And I can't wait to start his Rank Makers course too. But yeah, that's kind of how I did it. And just lots of sharing testimonials on Facebook. I'm a huge testimonial sharer and just sharing stuff real and raw.
Well, Kevin Duguay made a great comment here, Brenna. We all need a coach in some form or another at one time or in our life. We all need to be coachable, and we all need to learn, because there's always somebody out there that knows something that you don't know or I don't know. So we all need to be open and coachable as well.
Always.
So,
Always.
So thank you so much, Brenna. I want to keep us to our half-hour time. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Great job on the training. We all appreciate you so much and are so blessed to have you as part of our #One Team and working hard to create an amazing culture for all of us to grow and spread this news about this amazing technology that is helping so many people. So I'm going to unmute everybody, and we can all say goodnight. And thank you, Brenna, for your amazing training. You are all everybody. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
That's nice. Awesome.